Hi everyone, Shai here. I hope all of you are doing good. Welcome to another new video. The brave adventurers of modern times venture into forgotten realms, transforming decayed relics into thrilling playgrounds for their curious minds. Crumbling buildings that never got to be inhabited are now overgrown with nature's embrace, and long-forgotten towns that once hummed with life now echo with whispers of the past. So, if you're ready to embark on a journey of wonder, join the ranks of urban explorers and unlock the gates to the forgotten world. From hauntingly beautiful castles to abandoned islands lost to time, get ready for most of the largest abandoned cities in the world. Number 1. Mexican Chernobyl. Despite the high demand for housing in Guadalajara, there are complexes that were never completed and, therefore, never inhabited. One of them is the so-called Mexican Chernobyl. Welcome to Lomas del Mirador, located in the municipality of Tlajomulco de Zúñiga, a city in the central region of the state of Jalisco. This complex of unfinished buildings, which were never inhabited, is part of the metropolitan area of Guadalajara. It became colloquially known as the Mexican Chernobyl due to the deterioration of the buildings and the total vacancy in the area. You can see buildings in gray cement, covered in graffiti, without windows or doors, and surrounded by nature, which obviously contributes to the nickname. But don't worry, there's no nuclear waste here, just the occasional coyote. These buildings were constructed in 2013 as mega subdivisions of social interest in a place considered at the time to be on the periphery of the city. Lomas del Mirador is the result of many factors, one of which was the policy of making housing focused on selling it to workers with mortgage loans. Mortgage loans, as they were handled at the time, were a total financial burden for families. There was an increase year after year. In addition, inflation issues and minimum wages made them impossible to pay, ruining hundreds if not thousands of lives. Number 2. CRACO, Italy. This is the mysterious ghost town of CRACO, an ancient relic set in the Italian countryside. Perched atop a rocky outcrop, CRACO's silhouette still captivates passers-by. Its origins trace back to the Greeks in the 6th century AD. Possibly even older as evidenced by ancient tombs. The medieval era left its mark with Norman watchtowers and grand palazzi adding to its allure. The town's fortunes ebbed and flowed with the region's changes, caught in the whirlwind of Italian unification and witnessing a massive exodus of young men seeking new horizons overseas in the New World. But fate dealt CRACO a cruel hand. Violent earthquakes and landslides, coupled with its precarious hilltop location, rendered it uninhabitable after the Second World War. Slowly, its residents moved to new settlements in a nearby valley until CRACO was completely abandoned in 1980. Today, guided tours take you through the decaying ruins, but watch out, you need to wear a hard hat if you don't want to get a concussion. From afar, CRACO looks like a sketch with houses and stairways stacked upon each other. Up close, the advanced decay is evident. Rusted balconies where laundry once hung, towers where no bells chime, weeds growing where an altar once stood, and the nave of San Nicola Church exposed to the open sky. Oh, and make sure to subscribe and like the video, or your hometown or city will also soon become a ghost town. Number 3. Thames Town, China. Take a stroll along the cobblestone streets, passing Edwardian townhomes and Victorian terraces, charming shops, a mock Tudor pub, and a fish and chip spot along the way. Surprisingly, this idyllic village is just 40 minutes away from bustling Shanghai. Wait, what? Yes, this idyllic English town is, in fact, in China. In 2001, the Shanghai Planning Commission launched an ambitious experiment to lure people from the city. 9 suburban communities, each resembling Western cities, were planned. Songjiang district would transform into Thames Town, a merry old England spot sprung from the rice paddies. A whopping 2 billion yuan was spent over 3 years to recreate this picturesque town, importing real lampposts from Britain and even building a scale replica of Bristol's Christ Church. The Shanghai Planning Commission proclaimed that Europe and China would blend seamlessly here. Homes sold quickly, but the middle class didn't arrive as expected. The real estate bubble caused the prices to be staggeringly high, and wealthy Chinese bought most properties as investments for second homes. The Grand Nine Towns project faltered, and Thames Town became a ghost town. Shame, really. Imagine if the project had worked, it would have been like a real-life version of Epcot, with millions of people living in Western-style cities all around Shanghai. Before moving on to the next point, I'd like to take a moment to introduce you all to my merchandise. You can support my content by getting your favorite products from my store or by simply joining my channel. Your support means a lot to me. Now, let's get back to the Number 4. KANGBASHI. In the desert steppe of Inner Mongolia, the striking Ordos KANGBASHI rises above the flat horizon. This ambitious urban project emerged in 2004 with its glimmering monoliths of development after a local mining boom. Intended for 1 million inhabitants, the city boasts upscale facilities and alluring tourist spots, yet it remains sparsely populated due to its remote location and insanely high property costs. But hold on, the narrative takes an intriguing twist. Recent reports reveal a different reality. Ordos KANGBASHI just needed time to flourish. Now, with a thriving population of 153,000 and over 4,500 active businesses, the once eerie ghost town has come alive. For rural folks, the city offers hope and prosperity, a chance to leave behind sandstorms, scarce resources, and poor infrastructure, which are unfortunately very common in the area. Urbanization brings new opportunities, together with an apparently generous compensation package. Ordos KANGBASHI, once a solitary spectacle on barren land, now stands as a vibrant beacon of progress in the heart of Inner Mongolia. However, some people still prefer village life over the city's charms. But Ordos KANGBASHI also benefits them. The Alien Resource Group is investing billions to combat desertification in Ordos. In tandem with the local government, they empower farmers with efficient techniques, provide robust crop seeds, and foster eco-restoration, a boon for job seekers. Number 5. ORADOUR-SUR-GLANE. On Saturday, June 10, 1944, the peaceful Limousin town of ORADOUR-SUR-GLANE was destroyed in a few hours by a brutal, methodical, and deliberate action by the Waffen-SS Das Reich Division. Oradour was a rural town whose population during the 1936 census was 1,574 inhabitants. On that Saturday, June 10th, the town was bustling and lively until the early hours of the afternoon. Unbeknownst to everyone, Nazi troops were advancing fast. Created in 1938, this division was one of the oldest formations of the Waffen-SS, the armed wing of the Nazi forces, engaged successively in annexation and invasion campaigns in Western and Central Europe and in the Balkans, then in battles on the Eastern Front. They learned about mass executions of civilian populations, which they ruthlessly executed under orders. Terror became their signature. The troops approached the village, and the men received their orders. The scope of the executions was delimited. When the first vehicles entered Oradour, the town was already methodically surrounded. The inhabitants were systematically pushed towards the center of the town and gathered on the fairground. The order was given to shoot those who couldn't walk there. On the fairground, surrounded by soldiers, the men were separated from the women and children, who were led into a church. Then the unspeakable happened. A signal was given, and they were all simultaneously executed. The troops looted the village. Women and children were massacred in the church, which the soldiers tried to destroy with explosives. At the beginning of the evening, part of the troops returned to their quarters. Other men guarded the devastated town. The next day, a section returned and proceeded to the systematic elimination of the bodies by fire and mass graves. This insult to the corpses made it impossible to identify the dead, prolonging the terror even in the prohibition of mourning. In total, there were 643 victims. Number 6. ASHGABAT, Turkmenistan. Welcome to the blazing heart of Turkmenistan, where the dry desert heat will leave you breathless. This capital city boasts the highest density of white marble buildings, reflecting the sun's glare right back at you, literally blinding you. Dubbed the new North Korea, Turkmenistan is an intrepid traveler's bucket list destination. Bordered by Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Iran, and Afghanistan, it's a hermit kingdom ruled by an egomaniac leader with a troubling track record on human rights and an apparent disdain for animals. In a subversive move, Turkmenistan snagged the hosting rights for the Asian Indoor and Martial Arts Games, constructing a jaw-dropping $5 billion village. Get ready for colossal stadiums, a futuristic monorail system, and sprawling sports arenas, all surrounded by sleek new hotels, apartments, and malls. As you wander through ASHGABAT, you feel utterly alone. Locals even call it the city of the dead under their breath because they are absolutely not allowed to talk about the city, their leader, politics, or anything really if they don't want to go to jail. President Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov's smiling face is plastered everywhere, from screens over Olympic arenas to city streets. Shopping malls sell framed posters of him for your bedroom wall, but conversations about their leader are hush-hush. In this city, political dissent is strictly off-limits while independent human rights monitors are barred from Turkmenistan. Human Rights Watch reveals a dark secret: torture remains a grave problem, and political prisoners simply disappear without a trace. Number 7. PRIPYAT, Ukraine. Nestled within Ukraine's Chernobyl exclusion zone, the haunting remnants of Pripyat bear witness to one of humanity's most devastating events, The 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster. Once a bustling Soviet city, Pripyat provided a home for the families of Chernobyl nuclear power plant workers. Tragically, a confluence of design flaws and human errors led to a catastrophic explosion, releasing deadly radioactive particles into the atmosphere on that fateful night of April 26th. In the aftermath, Pripyat became a ghost town, hastily evacuated, leaving behind a frozen tableau of homes, schools, and personal belongings. Nature has since taken over the deserted streets, blending an eerie beauty with the desolation. Regrettably, due to lingering high radiation levels, Pripyat remains uninhabitable. Early attempts at repopulation ended in failure as returnees faced alarming health risks. Consequently, the Chernobyl exclusion zone now stretches across over 1,000 square miles, an eerie reminder of the long-lasting consequences of nuclear tragedy. Pripyat's enigmatic past attracts curious souls eager to experience its haunting ambience. Restricted guided tours offer glimpses into its melancholic secrets, abandoned classrooms, a derelict amusement park, and the haunting Ferris wheel never to spin again. Above all, Pripyat stands as a solemn call for vigilance and responsible stewardship in our pursuit of progress, lest we forget the price of neglecting the forces we seek to harness. So, that was all for today. I hope you have watched the video up to this time stamp. Make sure to press the like button if it amazed you. Press the subscribe button if you still haven't subscribed to the channel, as it's totally free. You can follow me on all social media platforms. All links are given in the description. You can also watch other cool stuff. The playlist link is also mentioned in the description. I will catch you up soon in the next video. Till then, peace out.